wait for relationship. I go wait to go like be patient. Building global value with God. What is that supposed to mean? Who are you going to kill here? On that side. Take it easy.
Can we change that man?
I like it. Good. Finally. We're starting shortly, guys. We're starting shortly. If you're just joining, welcome. Good evening. Including some setup, but it's nice to be here. I don't know if you can hear me. If you can hear me in the chat, let me just let's just see all of that. But it's so exciting to be here today. How's it been? How's your week? How are you faring? How's everything going? I hope the economy is not affecting you. Hope you are like the children of Israel. Well. Hello, Akpan. Okay. Very good. Agatha says you can hear me. Very good. Denzel, can you hear me? Victory, can you hear me? Blossom, can you hear me? From the chat box. The video playing on the background is louder than your voice. Yes, you can hear me, but you cannot see me. I'm just saying. It's only me that can hear something, don't see me. I'm hearing voices talking, but it's very fine. Don't worry, we're going up in 5, 4, 3. We're going up. Don't worry, you see me. Don't worry. Don't be in a hurry. You're going to see me shortly. Whew. It's been quite a week, and I'm excited to be here. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hello, everybody. It's good to be here live again on the general class. How you guys doing? How have you been? How have you been? I know you didn't expect to see me, but I'm here for you. And today I'm going to be talking about a whole lot of things. I think a couple of persons reached out to me during the week and asked a lot of questions about how they can build their portfolio, how they can build global value, global relevance, how they can rise to the top in their field like myself. What are the steps they need to take to measure up? What are the things they need to do to become employable? You know, people have asked questions, sir. You've been teaching us Web3, so what's the next step? What are we supposed to do next? I know there's been confusion around all of that, and today I'm just going to be answering a whole lot of questions. And we're going to be using the chat box, very importantly. We're going to be using the chat box a lot. You guys you can't talk to me here, but you can use the chat box, right? So if there are questions you have, you can use the chat box. You ask your questions. I know a couple of persons reached out to me in the DM saying, "Sir, we want to work with you. We want to do this. We want to do that." Or you have an idea you want to build, and you are looking for somebody that can help. You're going to use the chat box today. I'm going to be responding to a whole lot of things, taking you through the phase of ideation to the phase of development, and also to the phase of where you scale. All right. So today I'm talking about how to build global value with your skill and in your career path. So let's talk about value. What is value? Right. What is value? I think the first question I want to answer today, from what I see here, is what is value? And when we answer what is value, we're going to talk about what is global value. And when we answer what global value is, we're now going to talk about the strategic steps in from what I see global value is. What is a very big and insightful session for you, and that's why I just advise that you take your notepad, take your jotters. We're going to go through one for the next 1 hour at least. Okay, so let's start. What is value? When you think about value, I want you to think about the 4 key words: what, usefulness, importance, and impact. I go again. What, usefulness, importance, and impact. So when you think about value as a person or as a business, you are thinking about words, you're thinking about your usefulness, you're thinking about importance, and you're thinking about impact. These 4 key terminologies are the things that sums up the definition of the word value, right? As an individual, we say you are valuable when you have what? What is what? What is not just something that is monetary. What is, let's say, your assets, right? And the thing about assets is that assets is not just limited to financial currency, what you have in your account. Assets is also your land. Assets is also your appliances, your equipment, your gadgets. Like my laptop is my asset, right? And it also contributes to my what? Somewhat. That's not a point. That's just a point, actually. So when we talk about what, we're talking about assets. Assets in terms of what you own. Assets also in terms of who you know, right? It's very important we talk about social capital. Social capital is the key and relevant people you are connected to, because there are doors that money may not necessarily be able to open. I've always used a case where I went to school to meet a particular lecturer to sign my my form, and because I was already late, he said he was not going to sign. Now I told him, "Sir, please, I'm willing to pay anything for you to sign," and he told me he's not going to sign. In fact, the fact that I told him I'm going to pay for him to sign, he said because of that he's not going to sign. And I just had to call a friend, and the friend knew another friend, and that friend called the man, and the man ended up signing and backdating. He just did a whole lot of stuff for me. That day, I knew the importance of social capital. How that you might have the money and not have the ability to gain entry into a place because you don't have enough connection. Because there are doors only your connection can open for you. So when we talk about what, We talk about assets. We're talking about not just the money in your account. We're talking about your relationships as well. Relationships are assets. So what? That's the first thing when we talk about value. So you are a valuable person if you are connected to the right people. You are a valuable person if, of course, you have the money as well. Because money does a lot of things. Money is very important. Don't let anybody talk down money. Money is very useful. Okay? So you're valuable if you are connected. You're valuable if you have the assets. Number 2 is usefulness. Now, there are skill sets that were useful in years ago that are no longer useful now. For instance, let's say you are a graphic designer and you use tools like CorelDRAW. You agree with me that to some extent CorelDRAW is outdated. In fact, let's say one of the things you used to do then is maybe in the petroleum industry, you get a spreadsheet and you start reading data. You start checking the data to see if the data correlates with what is supposed to be, with the expected, if the predicted is correlating with what you are having realistically. Now, all those people that used to do data management, all those things, artificial intelligence models can do it today. Which means that if you used to be a statistics engineer that does, the analysis of the data set from the petroleum, petroleum production. Now, what happens is that you run out of job because companies are always looking for how to carry out their operation in a cost-effective manner. And that way, when AI came, AI replaced a lot of people because it could now do what normal human beings could do at a less expensive manner for that fact. So if I was a business owner, you won't blame me if I say I do no longer need your services. Because at this point, I found out that what you can do, an AI model can do it as well. So the thing is, you're no longer useful to me, which means that your value to me in that organization has gone down. So when we say value, we're also talking about usefulness. How useful are you in a place, in an organization? For you as a career person, the question will be, how useful are you in this organization? Let's say the organization is experiencing, God forbid, economic crisis, and we want to send out or send away a few of our employees. Will you be among the people who consider sending out? Or you will be among the people we know that, oh, this person, we can't afford to do without this person because this person is very useful. That means that you are valuable in that organization. So when we say value, we're talking about usefulness. How useful you are. How relevant you are. Okay? How useful. What are the things you are doing? For instance, I work as a community manager in the Web3 space. And there was a bear market in the Web3 space. And you should know what a bear market is. For those that do not understand, a bear market in the crypto space is when there's no large volume of transactions in the crypto space. The market is down, people are not really buying and selling, so there's very low price motion. Projects are not growing. In fact, projects are dying. Do you understand? Now, in a bear market, companies tend to lay out most of their employees. And guess what? The reason why my company did not lay me off was because, first of all, I work at night. Now, at night in a community is where many hackers hack communities, and they can do coup d'etat when everybody's sleeping. They can just come into your community, hack the community, kick all the admins out, and do a whole lot of things. And they've tried this in my community like 4 times. And those 4 times I was awake, and those 4 times I was able to secure the community and kick the hackers out. What does that make me? It makes me valuable. It makes me useful. Because bear market or not, they need somebody to stay awake at night. And so while they laid off other community managers, they could not lay me off. Because why? I am useful. Beyond my community management, I write for them. Beyond my community management, I do public speaking for them. So that level of usefulness is something that they had to rely on. It's something that they could not forego. So they kept me. In fact, do you know what they did instead? They laid off other people and they increased my salary. That's value. I'm not saying that I'm happy that they laid off other people, believe me, but well, salary is very important. So yeah. So when we talk about value, we're talking about usefulness. Also, when we talk about value, we're talking about importance. This thing that you are doing, this skill that you're learning, what is the importance of that skill? Can you let us know? Why is social media marketing important? Why is design important? And in the next 5 years, will design still be important? Will social media marketing be important? What is the importance of this skill? What is the relevance? What is the relevance of what you're learning? Or personally, what is your importance to the society? What are you contributing to the society? And what you are contributing, is it actually useful? Is it actually needful? Do we need it? Because when we talk about importance, we're talking about need. Do we need it? Do we need you? That's the question. So when we talk about value, we're also talking about importance. So we're talking about what? We're talking about usefulness. We're talking about importance. And we are now talking about impact. Impact is the last thing. How impactful is your life personally? How impactful are the things that you stand to offer? What is the impact? Is it just your household? Is it your class? Because that will also determine how valuable you are. You might be valuable, but valuable to only the people in Waniba. I have a big issue with people in Waniba. Because they used to rob too much. But yeah, you might be valuable and you are valuable only in Akwa Ibom State. You can be valuable and you're valuable only in Abuja. You can be valuable and you're valuable only in Nigeria. You can be valuable and you're valuable only in Africa. So the scope of your value is the impact. The impact. So what is the impact of your value? That's the question. How many people does your value affect? How many people stand to gain from your value? How many people stand to gain from your life, from the services you're providing, from your skill set, from the solution you develop, from that thing you're building? How many people? Because if you're building a product and you say you're building a global product, that means that product will have global usefulness. It will have global what? It will have global importance, and it will have global impact. So when we talk about building global impact, as we will see later on, we're talking about building sustainable solutions that affect the world. Do you understand what I'm saying? It affects the world. That is global value. And there's what we call value chain that I'm going to talk about maybe some other time after today. Value chain. So one thing I want you to know is that value is tied to words, value is tied to usefulness, value is tied to importance, and value is tied to impact. These four things. And so as an individual, you begin to ask yourself these four questions. What is my worth? In terms of my social capital, in terms of my investments, in terms of my savings, in terms of what I have in my accounts. What's my asset? What assets do I own? And let me say this, you're not too young to have savings. You're not too young to have assets. You're not too young to have, what's it called? Social capital with the right people. How do you build social capital? You don't build social capital from your home. No. You build social capital by intentionally connecting with the right people. And how do you connect with the right people? You have to go to the right places. You can't say you're a social media marketer and there's a social media marketing meetup happening around you and you're not attending. That's bad, that's wrong, because by attending such meetups, you get to connect with other people. And that way, you build your value. Today, yesterday, was it yesterday or day before yesterday, a SARS officer stopped me in my car. And before then, when SARS stopped me, I'll tell you something. Before now, when SARS stopped me, is a serious issue. I'll be panicking. I'll be sweating. I'll be jittering. And because, in fact, I'm afraid they will leverage on my fear. They will start asking me questions. They will bully me. Twice, they've put me in their, in their hillocks and molested me and gotten money from me. And I'm saying this is live. This has happened. And I got in contact with a friend who knows and is connected to the police and is also connected to some defense, organizations. Ever since then, I think that was when I hosted Innovate. They gave me my own private security. They gave me a military personnel. They gave me civil defense officers. Now, ever since then, no police, and I'm not even joking, in this city will stop me and harass me anyhow because I know people, I'm connected to people. So that day, when I saw the SARS official, I was like, it's SARS idea. Okay, let's see now. And the guy stopped me and I was like, Chairman, Akpan, what's going on? And the man, why are you greeting us like this? I said, no, Akpan, what did it happen? Why was I talking with such confidence? Because I'm connected. Also, I know that if they try to harass me, all I need to do is make some calls. So that becomes social capital for me. That becomes value for me. Do you understand? And the way I got connected with these people is by stepping out. So you can't say you're a freelancer, you're a this, you're a that. You don't connect with people. You're always in your home. You're always in your apartment. They host events. You don't go for events. You're in a community. You don't participate in the community because part of how you build social capital is within communities. So if you want to grow in your value, you will need to connect with the people. Aside your asset might be long-term, of course you need a job and all of that, but aside that, you will need to connect with people. You need to know people. You need to make friends. Maybe not, let's not call them friends, let's call them acquaintances, colleagues. You need to know people in the right places. Don't be too shy to reach out and say, hello sir, this is my name, this is what I do. I would love to connect with you. Can I get your number? Simple as that. And please, when you connect with big people, try not to be a pest. This is just an advice. Try not to pester somebody to blocking you. Because there are some people, we don't give numbers out because we're like, okay, we give you our number and the next thing you are sending a lot of DMs, you are spamming the person. It's just a lot. Instead, yes, how to connect with somebody that is afar off. Maybe when they make tweets, when they make social media posts, you are a top fan, you are always commenting. Do you understand? You are always there. When they host events, you are there. You are showing yourself, especially if this person is your role model. You are showing yourself, you are showing up, they host an event, you participate, you volunteer. What you are doing is, they will, over time, as long as they keep seeing your name, under their comments, in their comment section, amongst their volunteers, as long as they keep seeing your name, it gets to a point where your name registers in the mind of that person. And that person now begins to acknowledge you. Then you can connect on a deeper level. But the problem is, people are not patient. You're not. You just want to rush. You're so hasty. You want to connect. So the next thing, you're spamming him. Please, can you give me a job? See, you're not entitled to anybody's resources. You're not entitled, and that's it's self-worth. Do you understand? It's you knowing that, if I'm going to get from this person, let it be that I'm giving this person. Don't let many people say, oh, I did this for you, I did that for you, I did that for you, I did that for you. Like 12 people have something they've done for you. You owe 12 people, you owe 20 people. It's somehow, I don't know how you guys see it, but I feel like it's somehow, if I'm indebted to too many people, let it be that I know how to put in the work, or the people that have even helped me, I also contributed value to them, so that it will be that it is symbiotic, not parasitic. I'm not only gaining from them, I'm also giving back, because that one is also value in itself. So influencers, key opinion leaders, role models of mine, they will see me valuable because I also have something to offer them. So my question will be, if this person is within my reach and I had the opportunity to stand in front of this person, what are the things I can say to this person that I do that can help this person become better, or do the things he's doing better? That is value. Do you understand? That way, it is not parasitic. It is now symbiotic. It's a mutual, you're both gaining something. Because when you don't have anything to offer, people will most likely not listen to you. People listen to people that have something to offer. So what do you have to offer? That's the question. So you reach out to me, you say, sir, I met you the other day in so event, and I'm like, oh, nice to connect with you. And you're like, sir, please, can you give me a job? That is the end of that conversation, as long as I'm concerned. That is the end of that conversation. Do you understand? Because you don't want to know how many people ask me for jobs on a daily basis. Do you understand what I'm saying? And I have my own challenges. But let's say you turned it around and you're like, oh sir, my name is so and so, I'm a graphic designer. Sir, I've been seeing your work over time, and I feel like you can do better here and here and here and here. Here's what I can do for you to make your operations better. I will now pay attention to you. Because now you're bringing value, you're bringing something to the table. So if you want to build your social capital, you need to change your connection pattern. How do you connect with people? How do you connect with guys who are top class? What are you offering them? Sometimes they might not even want to listen to you because you're too beggarly. You're always begging. But when you show us what you can do, what you have to offer, we begin to notice your worth. We begin to see your importance. We begin to see your usefulness, and we pay attention to you. That's how to build social capital. Even when you are in a community, for instance, and let's say a lot of you guys in that community, you're newbies, you're all of that, and everybody is growing together. But you stand out because you're bringing job links, you're sharing ideas, you're talking about stuff, you're contributing. In that community, you become valuable because people have a lot to learn from you. They want to listen to you. When you hold the mic to talk, people want to listen to you. So value is tied to worth, value is tied to importance, value is tied to usefulness, and value is tied to impact. Let me see what, if you understood what I just said. It's tied to impact. Awesome. Thank you. Awesome. I can see. Awesome. Impact. So that is value. So when we talk global value, we're talking about value beyond your scope, value that affects the globe, value that is international in that sense. And attaining global value means that you are having global worth, global usefulness, global importance, and global impact. So as a career person, how do you attain global value? How do you get the world to seek you so much that you grow in your career, that people start offering you jobs? How do you go from being the one applying for jobs, pitching to this project, pitching to that project, doing this, doing that, to the one who projects are now reaching out to? You know, projects reach out to influencers and KOLs. Projects don't reach out. And you know the truth, influencers will pay small social media marketers to write threads for them, and they will post for these projects. It's like a chain, honestly. I realize that many influencers do not even understand blockchain technology. They cannot write about some things. They just have the numbers. Do you understand? And some of them, they lie to you. They lie that they've made $50,000 and you will now go and follow them because this one has made $50,000. Which is why integrity should be a culture. But that's just by the way. How do you build yourself to a point in your career space where people begin to seek you? Where internationally you're sorted after? How do you build yourself to a point where jobs are rushing you? You're not the one rushing for jobs. How do you build and grow to a point where every time in that career sphere, every time you hold the mic to speak, people want to listen? How do you build yourself to a point where whenever people want to come up with ideas around the things you do, you are a key opinion leader they will always sought after? How do you go from employability to consultancy? That's the question we're answering today. I'm starting out as a newbie. What are the things I need to put in place to make me grow from one who is a job seeker to one who is also employing others? I'm starting out in social media marketing, graphic design, web development, whatsoever it is you're learning in your career sphere. How do I grow to a point where I'm getting multiple jobs? Because when you become valuable, people will begin to sought after you. Even the Bible said it. As seest thou a man who is diligent, he will not stand before mean men, he will stand before kings. So, how do you build yourself to the point where kings will sought after you in that sense? Project owners, CEOs will reach out to you for advice on their marketing. Whenever, this week, I was telling somebody yesterday that this week, 4 CEOs have reached out to me to be their co-founders. I had to tell them, okay, wait, I'll be your co-founder. You two, wait, calm down. Wait, why? Because they know they cannot afford me. In fact, I was talking to one lady, she was looking for a thread writer. And I said, I can write your thread, or I write for fun. She said, she can't afford me. And I understood. And I told her, okay, here's somebody I feel you can afford. And I recommended somebody else to her. How do you build yourself to that point? That's the question that we are answering. How do you build global value? And this lady that wanted to give me this job, she's not Nigerian, mind you. She's not Nigerian. She's not African. Do you understand? She said she can't afford me. And I know I have built myself to that point where some people outside Nigeria cannot afford me. And it's not wrong. In fact, there are some jobs I will not take. Actually. If it's going to stress, unless it's not something stressful, but there are some jobs I will not take. I will not take, for instance, at this stage in my career, I will not take some kind of ambassador jobs that involves me shilling 25 links every day, 5 days a week, and they will give me $100 at the end of the month. I'm not talking down on anybody here, but at this stage in my life, I'm sorry, I can't take such a job. Do you understand what I'm saying? In fact, there's one shilling job I do. It's just commenting. And the fact is, the reason why I do it is, I'm trying to get into their team, right? And I've been trying to get into their team for a while. And they now gave me this opportunity. So me, I'm using this to build connection with them. It's not really about the job, actually. Because as I work with them, I suggest, I think you people are not doing well here. I think this is what you guys can do better. I think this is what you guys can do better. This is an idea I think you guys can make use of. And they see it. In fact, when they have job offers, they reach out to me first. That's the idea. So, how do you build yourself to that point where people can start seeking after you? Have you guys gotten my question? Very good. Very good. So, number 1, hone your skill. Master your skill. Master your craft. Ensure that you are the best in your skill. If it's community management, social media marketing, graphic design or design, product design, whatsoever design, animations, design this, design that, video editing, marketing, whatever it is, master it. One of the reasons why we said people should not be everywhere, don't do 2 courses, is because we want you to master one. The secret and key to effectiveness is selectiveness. That's what one of the things my pastor says is selectiveness. You will need to be selective to be effective. Honestly, you will need to be selective to be effective. You will need to stream down. In fact, when I wrote the book Niching Down, I wrote Niching Down, and in that book, I explained that people often jump from one place to the other because they've not sat down with themselves to understand their strengths, their talents, their gifts. Every man has a gift, every man has a talent, every man has places where he's strong at. When you sit and evaluate yourself and understand from personal development what your strengths are, you will know what skill set you should focus on. The fact that you are here today, here tomorrow, here next tomorrow, you will keep dissipating strength. Meanwhile, you could have, built a solid foundation upon which your structure will now grow on. You start learning web development today. Then all of a sudden, you heard that, okay, there's something like design. Everybody's talking design. I'm a product designer. You left your web development, went to product design. Tomorrow, you've left product design, you've gone to animation. You've not even finished animation, you've gone to data science. You've not even started data science, you've gone to artificial intelligence. You've not even done artificial intelligence. We are seeing you are now a studio recorder. Like, you're just doing everything. And because of that, you cannot get anything out of everything you're doing. It feels like you are running in circles. It's because you've not discovered yourself. So, hone your skills, focus on your strength, focus on the areas where you're very strong, and hone your skills. Selectiveness will lead to effectiveness. Don't be everywhere, don't do everything. In fact, if you are building a business, your business cannot do everything. Focus on the strength of your business. What are the things, and as a business owner, the strength of your business will stem out of your own strengths. The strength of the people around you. Like at FTLD, I started noticing that our strength is social media, community management, and we decided to focus more on it. Somebody reached out to me yesterday. They said he wants me to be his chief marketing officer, that I should do this, I should do that. I should set up a structure. I said, okay, no problem, fine, calm down, we'll do it for you. It's something we are good at. And it's not going to take me anything to replicate what we are doing in his project. So focus on your strengths. That's the first thing I want you to do. Hone it. Perfect it. This is FZA. We are teaching you this in your track. We're teaching you that in your track. Focus. Go beyond what we are teaching. Take courses. Go on YouTube. Take courses or you will accept courses. Go on YouTube. Do more. Do the extra. Go the extra mile. That's what makes you extraordinary. That's what makes you become a thought leader. That's what helps you hone your skills. See what other people are doing. Build projects, personal projects. Build them. A web developer, build personal projects. A product designer, build personal projects. Just come up with something and build it. Build and keep building. Hone your skills. As you do so, in fact, look for a project and participate in their ecosystem for free. Just go, join. Like, the FTLD community is something that you can practice whatever it is you're learning. Oh, FTLD, I feel like your website is not good enough. See a website I've designed. Put it out there. Then put under Design with Love by so and so. And work as a web developer. You build it, a graphic designer, FTLD. I think your graphic design is not good enough. Here's a better design. Do stuff like that. You will begin to gain attention. If your social media platform is not growing, it's because you're not doing anything with it. You are posting football. You are posting Big Brother Naija. That is why people will not. If in fact me, I will not hire you in the name. See, it's not even. Let me know you from my mother's womb. I will not hire you because I've looked. What value do you have to offer me? You're not doing anything. You understand what I'm saying? So if we come to your social media platform, for instance, because we're talking global value, and if we're talking global value, we cannot say you are a career person today and you don't have a social media platform that represents what you are. So hone your skills. Hone it. Master it. Master it. Master it. Master it by experience. Master it by learning. Master it by internships. Hone them. Implement the things you're learning. Hone them. Number 2, create a need around your skills. Create a need around your skills. And this has to do with importance. Why is your skill set important? Why are you important? Why is what you do important? Why are the services you're providing important? You need to tell us. Sometimes you might say, this is what I do. Do you know, I didn't know the importance of a financial manager until I had one. And I was like, so these are the things financial managers do. I really did not know. They can help you calculate, they can help you project. I didn't know. So, why are you important? You need to let us know sometimes. Sometimes we might not know. You need to tell us why you are important, why we need you. So, hone your skills and create a need around your skills. How do you create need around your skills? Go on your social media platform, talk about the things you do, talk about why people need you, tag projects and let them see why they need you. Ethereum Foundation, you guys are not doing this and this well. These are my thoughts. This is what I've learned. This is my area of expertise. This is what I've done. Show them. Let them see. Tag founders. Let them see you. So let people know why they need you. Because there are thousands and thousands of product designers. There are thousands and thousands of social media marketers. There are thousands and thousands of developers. Why are you different? Why should you be hired? What need are you solving? So tell us why we need you. Do you understand what I'm saying? Tell us why we need you. Let us know what is your importance. What is your usefulness? What is the impact of the service you're providing? So create a need. Somebody reached out to me and was like, sir, I don't know how to build my portfolio. I'm teaching you how to build your portfolio now. In your skill sets and using your skill sets, what are the problems you can solve? Go and write about it. Go and design it. Go and create a video about it. Create a dummy video and post it. When I used to learn web development, I used to build websites. Just dummy websites. Dummy websites for different projects that do not exist. I can carry an already existing website and build it my own way. Then share my thoughts about it. When I was learning data science, I built a software. A full software with Python as my own project. And I posted, you can go and check my LinkedIn as far back as 2020. You will see the project there. The purpose of the project is to calculate oil formation volume factor. That was when I was studying petroleum engineering. Now I cannot even remember what's going on there. Because at the end, I discovered that was not my strength. It was not something that excited me per se. So I wasn't going to pursue it. And the truth about finding what excites you is that you have to experiment. You have to check out, okay, what are my strengths? You have to experiment. You have to test yourself. You have to pay attention to yourself. It's a lot of intentional effort, to be very honest. It involves intentionality. You have to test your strength. You have to see, is math my strength? Is speaking my strength? If it's not speaking, what is my strength? Is community my strength? Don't just go with what is in vogue. See, your career is a burden because it does not stem out of your interest. You can quote me anywhere. your job is a chore because it does not stem out of your interest. If it's something that you are interested in, sincerely, something that stems out of personal interest, then watch out, you will always enjoy doing it. And how do you know if it is something you're personally interested in? Can you do it for free? And for how long can you do it for free for? Ask yourself that question. For me, some days, honestly, and this is quite personal, because I think eventually I'll still come into design. I love designing. I don't know why and how, but I love designing. Every time I sit with Canva and I do some design, I'm really proud of myself. In fact, the process of design gives me a sense of fulfillment. I've not really gone deep into design because I know that I love speaking, I love educating, I love community, and I somehow just stick to community management. But I feel like later on, I might just be doing design as a hobby. So, what are your strengths? That will now inform you what skill set you should have and how you can build a need around it. So when you build a need around it, people begin to notice you, people begin to pay attention to you. That means that you will need to be consistent. Consistency pays. Consistency is what brings mastery. True. Consistency will eventually get you to mastery. Consistency is what leads you to excellency. You keep getting better at something you consistently do because we become what we consistently do. The more you do something, the more you get better at doing it, whether it is positive or negative. The more you smoke, the more you get better at smoking. The more you drink, the more you get better at drinking. There are people that say, I'm so good at drinking, I can drink 4 bottles and it will not hide me. You're crazy. You are killing yourself. You are becoming an expert in the wrong thing. So you can either become an expert in the wrong thing or you become an expert in the right thing. The right cultures, the right activities, the right productivity techniques, the right things, the right skill sets, the right things. So if you're learning a particular tech skill, the more you practice, the more you implement the things you're learning, the better you become. And with time, you see yourself become a thought leader in that thing. You become a thought leader, somebody that people will listen to. So create a need. And number 3 would be participate. Participate in global projects. As a developer, you should find open source projects that you can participate in. As a product designer, how many open source projects are you participating in? How many communities are you joining and showcasing your talent? Just adding value to their ecosystems. Don't just be all about, see, the problem is we are all about the money, we are all about the money, we are all about the money. That's the problem. That's the problem. You will not just get it at once. It will not just, it's not magic, it's not a trick. If you're building something sustainable, you need to embrace process. And in process, there is what we call the foundation laying process. There's what we call the development process. Ideation, development, scaling. When you are in your foundational process, you are sowing seeds. It's more or less like you are digging and sowing seeds, digging and sowing seeds, digging and sowing seeds. And when you are sowing seeds, it feels like virtue is leaving you. You are dissipating. It feels like you are giving. The next thing you will now do, you will now water your seeds. You will now water it. You will now consistently go there, show up consistently. Consistently talk about this thing I've been doing. Oh, I'm a social media marketer. Oh, this. Oh, Web3 this. Oh, social media marketing. Every time. It gets to the point where if we want to think social media marketing, the first name that comes to our mind is Victory Inse. If we want to think social media marketing, the first name that comes to our mind is ebook. If you can just do it that, it's on a platform. I'm a Twitter social media marketer. you niche it down to Twitter. So if we want to do anything Twitter, we must consult you, because you've shared your thoughts on it so much. You've consistently written about it, techniques. You've showed us how to. You've showed us techniques. You've given us tips. You've shown us why we need you. You've told us how much social media marketers make. You've given us so much insight into social media marketing. And so as a business owner, when we come, we say, we can't do without this girl. She's very good. Let's consult her. That's how you go from begging for jobs to become somebody that people are consulting. So you will need to calm down and participate. By participating in open source projects, you are building your experience. And don't let anybody lie to you. Experience is very important in this space. We pay not because people are very skilled. Of course, we also pay sometimes for their experience. It's not because this person is better than this person. Sometimes it's that this person is more experienced than you. So, how long have you been participating in a community? You can, in fact, if I want to hire you, sometimes I'll ask, okay, what have you done? How you build a track record is by participating in open source projects. So, in whatsoever thing you're doing, the question is, where are you participating? Where are you implementing the things you're learning? We tell you at FZA, write content, do this, do that. You think it's for our own good. No, I'm not telling you to write content so that they will come and see Akpan. No, I'm telling you to write content so that you use that to build your personal brand. Which takes me to the next thing. Number 4, build a personal brand. Now, this one is a long discussion, and I feel like it's a discussion for another day. But build a personal brand. And in today's world, as a career person, build a personal brand on your social media platforms. Now, when it comes to personal branding, there are 3 mediums of personal branding. There's audio personal branding, there's video personal branding, there's written personal branding. In fact, let me add number 4. There's visuals. By visuals, I mean design. Right? Design. These are different ways to brand yourself. Now, if I want to brand myself, I'm Godswill Akpan, I'm a community manager and social media marketer in the Web3 space. That is what I do. You see that they are not too much. Community manager and social media marketer in Web3. It has a scope. So the first thing when it comes to personal branding is that your personal brand must have a scope. It must have a scope. It must have what? A scope. Number 1, it must have a scope. You can't say, I'm a community manager, business developer, graphic designer, social media marketer, data analyst. Are you going crazy? Are you going bonkers? What's going on? Is everything fine at home? Why are you trying to be God? Why are you doing everything? Instead, niche it down. Have 1, 2, 3, at most 3 things that you are doing. Have a scope. Number 2, now, based off what you do, you need to find where your audience is. Based off what you do. If you're in the Web3 space, your audience is on Twitter. If you're in the Web3 space, your audience is on LinkedIn. You will not most likely see your audience on Instagram and Facebook. You, as a video editor, you might find your audience on TikTok. Yes, that's true. But you won't find them on Facebook a lot of times. There are not many crypto people on Facebook. Will all agree with me. So that means that I will now find where my audience are, and I will choose those locations to build my brand. So once I have figured out the scope, I will figure out my audience. Where are my audience? If I'm an employer, my audience I will consider Upwork. If I'm an employer, I will consider LinkedIn. If I'm an employee, I will consider LinkedIn, I will consider Upwork as well. Do you understand? So, find your scope, find your audience. You need to know where they are. so that you know how to build your personal brand there. Number 3, when you figure out where the platforms are, build your portfolio. Now, building your portfolio begins with your bio, your name, a clear portrait picture of yourself, your bio that is simple and catchy, telling us about what you do and how you can help us without us asking you. So you can say, for instance, I help businesses thrive in the Web3 space through data-driven community management techniques. If you'd like to have a community manager, something, shoot me a DM. That is in your bio. Not that in your bio we're saying Web3 enthusiast. I don't know, everybody it's so annoying. Web3 enthusiast, Web3 enthusiast, Web3 enthusiast, and you don't even know Web3. Do you understand what I'm saying? I feel like that thing is old school. Web3 enthusiast, Web3 enthusiast, Web3 enthusiast. You don't even know Web3. Bring that thing down. Biko. Bring it down. Stop deceiving yourself. Find a very catchy bio that has a call to action. Maybe it also has a link to your, a link to where we can find you, where we can send you a DM. It should be there in your bio. If we want to reach out to you, if an employer wants to reach out to you, they will start looking for, if you make it simpler, that they can just click on a link and reach you via DM, and you are active, or a Calendly link, and you are active there. Very important. So, have a very catchy bio. And let me say this, your background picture also makes a difference. What is in your background picture? You go and post yourself in your background picture, you are sipping kunu. That's also important. Go check people's background pictures. You see what people are putting out in their background pictures. Because that as well plays a part in making you employable and in helping you brand yourself. In fact, in your branding, let's go to the visual aspect. I just finished with your bio. The visual aspect would mean that you have a set of colors that are unique to you. Like me, I love purple, I love blue. And in my personal branding, I use blue and white. Right? I have a website. If you go to my website, www.geeakpan.com, you see that I use white and blue for that website. Right? So, have a set of colors that are unique to your personal brand. Choose your colors. That will inform your visuals. Now, on Twitter, people use PFPs. They use AI-generated pictures. You can use any of those because, well, the Web3 space is not so structured, so people don't really care. But when you go to LinkedIn, make sure you use a very personal picture. Use a personal picture, like a portrait picture, with enough details in your bio about what you do. And what you do should have a scope. Do you understand? Now, that's number one. That's setting up your bio. The next thing you want to do is you want to consider having a content calendar around what you do. Have a content calendar around what you do. So, take for instance, I'm a video editor. I want to show people tricks in video editing. I want to give people tips in video editing. I want to tell businesses why they need me as a video editor. I want to show them what I can do. I can just pick up a project and do a video editing for them and put it out there. Tag them. I can be doing it. I can start my own consistency challenge. 100 days on Twitter. 100 days of social media marketing on Twitter. 100 days or 20 days of social media marketing on Twitter. 100 days of social media community management on Twitter. 100 days of content writing on Twitter. And I use a particular set of hashtags. People will start seeing it. They will start following me. That is how you build a personal brand. So they begin to know you for 100 days of this. 100 days of code. 100 days of code. Somebody started it. We can do 100 days of community management, 100 days of social media marketing, 100 days of design. You can get jobs from there. just designing for different projects, analyzing different people's community, analyzing different people's social media platform, just doing 100 days of different things, 20 days of this, 50 days of that. You can start a consistency challenge. You can do a why you are not this or why you are not that, content. There are different content hooks you can use. You can say how to, you can say why you are not. You can use different content hooks. And I feel like in this age, one of the things that you must master is the art of writing. Do you understand? You need to write about what you're doing. Learn how to write about what you're doing. And when you're writing about what you're doing, you have to use catchy hooks. The essence of your content is three things. These three things. You want to win, you want to woo, and you want to wow. Let me say it again. You want to woo, you want to win, you want to wow. When you're putting out content, you want to win people's attention. When you're putting out content, you want to woo them or you want to wow them with what you are doing. It's like, I never knew that financial management is this. Then a financial manager puts out a content and he says, here's something on how you can scale your business via a financial manager's advice. And he drags my attention and I go read his content and I see some statistics and I'm like, wow, so this and this and this was important. Then he wins me over by giving me a call to action. So when you're developing content, you want to woo, you want to win, and you want to wow. So that should now guide the structure of your content. That should guide your content calendar. So you have a list of content that you are putting out, let's say 3 times in a week. See, don't start with too much intensity that all 5 days you are putting out content. No. Choose consistency over intensity. Build from small up. Don't go posting content every day and at the end, after a while, you've dissipated energy. You don't have what to put out anymore. So let it be that you have a calendar and your calendar 3 days a week, 2 days a week. We know that we are expecting this from you. And the more you're doing it, the more you become excellent at doing it to the point where you can now do it every day. But some people start with a lot of fire. I'm going to do 20 days. And you start, you're dragging, you're doing a lot. After some time, we don't find you anymore. You're not that consistent. You've not mastered consistency. So learn to be consistent. Start small and build your energy. Start small and keep building. Start small and keep progressing. Do you understand what I'm saying? Start small and keep progressing. Start small and keep building. Then when you've mastered the art of consistency, you can now start putting it out every day. There's nowhere. See, I can talk about Web3 from Monday to Friday because I've been talking about Web3 for a very long time. Like today, this is most likely the 3rd meeting I'm appearing and I'm the one talking. It's because I've mastered the art of public speaking. So wake me up from sleep and say, talk about this thing. I will just go and do small research. I'll come and talk about it. Like those that are in the studio, they saw me when I was reading, trying to watch 1 or 2 videos. The videos were not giving me what I was looking for. I just fashed it. But I'm here, I'm speaking. Do you understand? It's because I've mastered the art. Everything I've said to you guys today, I did not read it from anywhere. There are things that I consistently learned by actively showing up. So you need to master the art of consistency. Consistently showing up. Consistently putting out content. Consistently showing us why we need you. Consistency. Let us know why you are important. Let us know what you do consistently. And after a period of time, we will recognize your name for what you do. Like, for instance, people know me as For the Love of DeFi, Akpan, Web3 Apostle. You can brand your name too. Give yourself a special tag. Don't give yourself something hilarious. Give yourself a special tag that makes us know this is what you do. Somebody calls himself Mayor of Uran. Give yourself a special tag. And we can always refer to that will stick to our minds. That as well is personal branding. And then you can now enter into the content, the visuals, the audio, the written content. That is a story for another day. However, if you consistently do these things, you begin to see that you attract global attention, and over time, people will begin to notice you and reach out to you with their gigs, with their employment options and opportunities. This is how you build global value, just using your social media platform, showing us your usefulness, showing us your importance, showing us the values that you can offer. Building products, coming up with product ideas and building them. Before you know it, you attract investors. That's another arm of building global value. I hope with these few points of mine, because I have to wrap up at this point, but I hope with these few points of mine, you've been able to learn, and I've been able to convince you that everybody has something to offer. One, everybody has skills, everybody has values, everybody has services they can provide, everybody has a list of things that they can do that will impact the world. Everybody does. All we need to do is to find it, create a need around it, put ourselves out there by building our personal brand, and also show up consistently. Thank you very much, guys, for joining today's session. See you guys some other time. Take care. All right.